Creativity is the #1 quality that corporate America wants. Creative solutions to problems, creative problem solving. When I get asked the question, I get questioned all the time by concerned parents, what should my daughter, learn when she's going to college? I always say 2 things. 1, if your daughter or your son has a passion, follow that passion, because being really good at something is very congruent to loving what you do. If you love what you do, you tend to get good at it. Absence that passion, get a traditional liberal arts education, because the future of America is for generalists, people who can assimilate an exploding amount of data, find patterns, come to creative solutions.
Theater has a way of changing the lives of people. It tells the story of human existence. So we come into the theater to learn, to grow, to see issues from different points and interests. So I look for my shows to do the same thing, but more than anything to entertain, take people away from their tears and sorrows of everyday life into a fantasy world for just a little while, ease their pain.
You know what? I think it's time we go back and check on that Saigon boy.
And I learned how to get along, but now you're back.
I was an actor here in Sarasota for some years, working professionally in the theaters, and just realized that there was an extreme lack of inclusiveness and diversity. So I began to talk to area directors that I was working with. I was getting answers like, it's too much of a risk. We don't know about doing diverse shows because African Americans don't attend theater here in Sarasota, and we don't know if our patrons would really like it or embrace it, and then it just wasn't enough for me to get these answers. I felt that something should be done about it. There should be a more inclusive, diverse platform. I was going to start a platform that truly celebrated people and stories about me. That was the beginning of West Coast Black Theater Troupe. Thank you.
West Coast Black Theater Troupe has brought a diversity to this community that we did not have before. And one of the most exciting things to me about that is that all of our arts and cultural groups, in addition to doing what they do from their artistic presentation, are dedicated to education and the arts and education. And for young African American students to see professional performers on the stage that they can mentor from, and to be able to have that look at diversity, again, just opens up another avenue for the community that we didn't have before, and that a lot of communities do not have.
98% of my players are from Sarasota, Manatee County. And they come in our doors, they get training, and then people see them on the stage. And most of our patrons many times think we're bringing in people from New York, and they are homegrown talent right here in the city that really blows people away when they come on stage to do their work.
He's got a theater now that is 93% sold out most of the time.
I think that Sarasota, to remain one of the cultural capitals of this region of the United States, needs to encourage transformative and different forms of creativity and more open definitions of what art and creativity is.
What we are liking is the lack of support for the arts. We just hope that the nation would really sympathize with the issues that arts organizations have when it comes to funding. Performing arts in general will always be very prevalent because people need entertainment like they need food and water. And it's been since the beginning of time. When there was poverty going on all over the nation, there was theater. If we don't tell our stories, no one will. It's important that the history and experience of African American culture, and for that matter, every culture, to be propagated throughout generations, because who is going to know them if somebody does not take the responsibility of continuing to tell them? African Americans and 20-somethings, they just think theater is not their thing until they come through the door, and then they go like, oh my gosh, I never thought it was like this, and then we can't keep them away. But there are some people, they are born to be artists. That is their purpose. They're not the scientists, they're not the mathematicians, they're not the historian, they are the artist. And they were born to be the artist. So it needs to be looked at on the same importance as people put all this money toward the doctors and they're going to be a doctor. Yeah, that is a necessity in the world, but just like I said, the artist is as well as a necessity because we are healing.
Hi,